Well, hello there, Chick Chat. We are back with another Teen Mom episode. Surprisingly, without Cheyenne, it's like they're watching our videos.
No, I could have sworn that Cheyenne was in the preview for this episode, and then poof, she disappeared. And they're only covering 4 girls as opposed to they've always covered 5, sometimes 6 if someone visits someone. So it is like they're watching our videos. They've heard the people. We need a little break.
Usually, you don't get an extras episode without Cheyenne. These are the nothing burger kind of episodes where, you get a little bit of interest sprinkled throughout, but nothing substantial to keep the show really going, if you think about it. I mean, the show could have been canceled 50 times over.
A long time ago, yes. I mean, I know they have A through D storylines or whatever. They have people that they focus on per episode more and more too. So obviously Mackenzie is this episode, but yeah, the rest of them seemed real fluffy. We'll start off with the usual queen of fluff, which is Leah.
I'm just 16 years invested to give up now. But yeah, starting with one of my original investments. Leah's kids are trying to get their driver permits or licenses or whatever. They have to do the written test first, and she's going to now go take them for their test. All that last episode, wasn't it last episode where she took Allie to all these doctor's visits and things like that? So now it's D-Day. Now it's time to put paper to pencil and get us our licensures or license.
They go take the test and they come back, and Gracie here lets us know that she got the first 6 wrong, and it just told her to stop right there. Don't waste your time. Allie got a little bit closer. I don't think she gave us a score or anything, but she said she was really close, and this is the face of a girl who just failed her driver's test.
There's 2 of them in there, yeah. Both of them just like their mother. Not saying that Leah failed her driver's test. I don't know, but she did definitely give us the runaround about her realtor's test.
Definitely, yeah. I think both of them kind of like their mom too, but just different parts of their mom. Allie is really serious about this and committed and motivated, and Gracie is a little bit flexible and doesn't really have a lot of expectations for herself.
Now you say that Allie's the version that Leah puts forth to us when she's going through it, and Gracie's probably how it's actually going down with her when it's happening. Like she's like,
I completely agree.
Something's wrong, I'm done.
It does make Gracie feel badly for Allie because she really wants to pass this test so she can get some independence and drive, and that would probably help her out a lot in her social life, just being able to drive around and see her friends and things like that. It just gives her more mobility.
She can literally pull up to her friend. She can just sit.
That's what I'm saying. Just pull up in the car to park and stay there. She has a lot more mobility when she's mobile. You know what I mean? So she's talking to her friend about how she feels bad, and she feels that Allie will pass the test the next time that she takes it, but for her, it could maybe be 8 more tries. Who knows?
Yeah, it looks like it's like middle of winter or something, the way that their friend is dressed like a Viking.
She's cute.
I like her hairstyle. It's just very Viking to me. It looks very like, what is Game of Thrones?
I mean, it's got to be winter. Yeah.
So I love Allie, but should we have not learned from our parents' mistakes? And I don't mean the teen pregnancy thing or the drug addiction or anything like that, but I think we all know from us that have lived through the 2000s to blend your foundation with your neck.
Yes, ma'am.
Just a little extra step. You just
give it a little zhuzh.
Just to the neck.
Yes.
Doesn't have to go to the belly. Just stop. Once you see titties.
Correct. And don't forget the spot.
Yeah, don't forget the ear.
Not all the way in your ear, but just a little. Boop.
If you're gonna wear your hair up, you gotta cover your bases.
Yes, but she's learning. I think we all went through that phase.
Oh, yeah, but I thought girls her age learned from our phase because they all have these YouTube videos.
I feel like that kind of contributes to it. You start with makeup and you just get excited about it. You just do it a little too much.
Well, there's a little bit too much orange.
But yes, there are countless videos online about blending into your neck. But
YouTube's raising these kids these days. But
right. Maybe she's not spending time on TikTok learning about makeup these days. Maybe she's learning about driving because she is committed to learn how to drive a car. And if she doesn't, she's going to tear the book in half. And we don't need any of that.
Right. And Gracie, on the other hand, is like, I'm not going to take that test today.
She's done.
I didn't study. I slept last night to the sound of you guys studying.
I think she has the right idea. she's going to wait and let Allie pass the test, and then Allie is going to assist her to pass the test.
I think that's nice of Gracie. She wants to let Allie do something first for once, which is sibling guilt, which is very common amongst people who have a sibling with a disability. They do not have that disability. It's nice that she can even do that for her sister, because a lot of people can't.
I think it's really sweet that she thinks about these moments, and I'm glad that Leah reminds her that these milestones are going to look different either way, regardless of what she decides to do, but that it is really selfless and admirable that she's going to let Allie have her moment. She's obviously really close to getting her license, so why not just take a pause, take a little step back? And they probably rarely have moments where they can applaud each other or watch each other, because they're always doing the same thing at the same time and obviously worried about their own performance. So I think this is precious.
And I don't think her choosing to take a pause is her holding herself back. I think it would be if she did it all the time.
If she said, I'm never going to drive, I'm just going to let Allie be the one to do that. But she's just holding back for a while.
She's letting her sister have this one. Good job, Leah. Your girls just love each other. And now we get to see Allie finish her test, and she's excited because she passed it. And now she gets to tutor her sister. That's her prize.
It's her reward.
She gets to make PSAs, tutor her siblings. Lots of education going on in Leah's house.
There is. Everybody's being educated up in there. So
she's got a nice house for somebody who has so much damn debt.
Yeah, well, she got it in that weird roundabout way. She had dude buy it, and then she just sort of acquired it through knowledge.
Military and shenanigans.
She paid for it through that, but she acquired it from him because she knew things about him and had to sign an NDA and all that. So she got that house right there because she knows things about somebody.
I hope it's one of those things that, like, now the royal family does this, where documents will come out after someone's death. Can we have like a 10-year... what is it?
Like a statute of limitations.
Yes, on Jalen's NDA.
Agreed.
I need answers.
I think they have to expire at some point.
Let us know, Chick Chatters. Do NDAs expire? Because I would love an interview with Miss Messa in about 20 years about what transpired for her.
True.
Anyways, moving on to someone else who has had some things transpire. We have Miss Ashley here, who is looking great in this episode.
I know.
She is beautiful.
Yeah. But when she feels good, she looks good.
She is looking flawless.
She does. And she's pivoting. And it kind of reminded me of when you went through your moment when you were going to school and they were effing you around and playing games with you. And then you changed schools and it was like, bam, he has a thing. He has a graduation date. There you go. And I feel like that's what she's getting right now with nursing school. She was getting fluffed around. And now she's just going to pivot. And she found somewhere better to go all the way out until her graduation date. So she feels good about that. She feels so good about that she feels like she's ready to move out of her trauma apartment. So I think she's on the rise.
And then she brings it up to Holly. And they have the cutest little conversation about it, of course. Holly's like, yeah, you can live in my house, Mom, of course.
She's like, come to my tea party. And Ashley's like, no, I actually got some tea to share with you, you know?
Yeah, we'll get you a trampoline, girl. We'll get you a backyard.
I thought it was cute that she asked for a trampoline if it has a backyard, but Ashley, in fact, has already found them a house. And so she said, you know what? Okay, deal. I found us a house and it has a backyard.
The way this conversation started had me cracking up like Holly was a full adult, because Ashley said, I know there's been a lot of changes recently. And then Holly's like,
oh, yeah, sure.
Sure,
She's such an agreeable child. She didn't even ask if she was changing schools or anything like that. She was just wanted a trampoline. I mean, she just seems very easy to please and content. And like I always say, I think that speaks a lot to Ashley's relationship with her, that she just feels secure with her mom.
It was cute, but you see the progression. Ashley is now packing and they're about to move houses. I don't think they showed us much of the new house, but
this is the new house. This is all we've seen of it so far. In a couple of pictures, she'll be on a couch, and I think that that's also her new house. But yeah, they didn't give us what the exterior looks like, I don't think. But we have a counter, so we'll see more of the counter. I liked this Halloween Town sweatshirt. I love myself a crew neck, as you guys probably know.
Ashley just reminiscing on how things are progressing well for her life. She don't know about her mom right now, but she isn't moving very far away either way. She's just moving 8 minutes away from where she is now. So really she's going to be in the same area, probably just instead of going right, go left.
That's good because she does need her mom's support. I know her and her mom are sort of on the rocks right now when it comes to a relationship being close and happy, but they are still supporting each other and that she's helping Holly out. And I'm sure Ashley's still fulfilling any kind of help that she gives to her mom too, which is so funny, right? I'm glad, but that's what they're arguing over right now is the support that they give each other, and Ashley at least not feeling like that's been acknowledged on her mom's end, and yet they continue to do that for each other, which I think is beautiful.
Beautiful. And now moving on to our next teen mom, we're going to go over to Mr. Rhine, because really, I mean, what else is Macy's seen for the last decade?
I know I even started labeling these R for Ryan.
Macy's scene starts off with her and Bentley talking in the kitchen about Ryan wanting to see Bentley to come over and talk. And Macy's like, well, usually when someone wants to talk, it's not very good, which, girl, I'm sure you wanted to talk to this boy before. What you trying to say? But either way, I noticed that Bentley, just like Leah, calls Ryan Ryan and not Dad. Maybe it's an off and on thing for Bentley, but yeah, I've just noticed.
I talked at length about this last episode, but I think it really has a lot to do with the living situation. That this is not even a split custody. This is, for years, I have not lived with my parent. They've never taken care of me in that way. And so it just doesn't feel like dad or mom, I'm sure. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of other factors, but I think it really has a lot to do with who cares for you as a child. That's who you see as your parent. Because obviously, in Leah's case, Christina cares for her and she wants to call her mom. I feel like that's what that role is. It's a caretaker. It's a supporter.
It makes me wonder if he calls Taylor Dad. I feel like he might.
Yeah, or I mean, he might, you see him in that role, but still call him Taylor. It might feel weird to call someone else dad, but it might also feel weird to call Ryan dad.
It might be an interchangeable word for Bentley. Who knows? But I just thought that was interesting because even though Ryan is a lot more turned around than Amber right now, he's got his flaws, but that's the whole point. He still had his flaws, wasn't around for most of Bentley's growing up, which is where you form most of these attachments. So yeah, just thought that was interesting. And I thought it was funny that Macy's like, you love conversations.
She said it's going to be a real no-worded conversation. Wordless. Yeah, wordless. I mean, honestly, can you imagine a conversation for more than 5 minutes between Ryan and Bentley? They'd have to be.
I almost feel like that's what we saw is what it was, you know?
I know. We didn't get no edits in this one, let me tell you.
Yeah, and he brought them boys down together. Bentley shows up to Ryan's house. It was funny because this made it seem like Bentley left Macy's house and then drove to Ryan's house, and we followed him there.
Yeah, I know. We're following Bentley now, but
kind of like we followed Leah in one of the other scenes talking to her friend. It's just
true. It's another world. That's why I'm really liking this season of Teen Mom, because it seems like the teenagers at least are a lot more active in the show, which I have a lot of personal concerns about that, but I am loving seeing it as someone who's watched this for so long as a fan. I mean, this is what I want to see.
If you would have showed me one of these episodes back when I was watching 16 and Pregnant, I would have probably lost my mind.
I know, having a little Bentley driving his blue Jeep over to Ryan's house.
Yeah, so Bentley does drive his blue Jeep over to Ryan's house to be asked if it's cool with him that Ryan asked for Amanda to marry him, even though apparently Amanda's already engaged to him because she's wearing her ring.
That's a stolen engagement ring, you guys. Stolen. Not that the ring was stolen, but that she stole her own engagement ring.
Why not just propose right then at that point?
Honestly, and maybe he did, and he just wanted to do something for the boys so that it wasn't like, oh, we went and did this without you guys. Because she was kind of sarcastic in the proposal. It's like, oh, what are you doing? It was cute and everything, but maybe that is what happened. She either found the ring or he showed her the ring, and then she decided she wasn't letting go of it. So he's just like, okay, well, we're engaged. Maybe he did something, but they obviously wanted to include the kids, and they obviously wanted it on camera.
Yeah, it sounds like he showed it to her, which I don't know what the point of that is, but whatever.
I could see her being like, well, let me just try it out, and then never letting that man touch that ring again.
She probably did that exact thing.
Yeah, that's definitely something she would do.
He got her a part for a car, and that is her new engagement ring. But yeah, so
she had my catchphrase. She came down saying, "What the hell?
What the hell going on here?" Me. He had the boys help him set up a bonfire, which really all they did was pull up a chair and turn on the string lights.
I guess they did these string lights, and they put some cushions out to make it comfy and classy.
Okay. Well, this is how Ryan decided to do it. Ryan then asked
her to is just cold.
It's freezing. Bentley looks uninterested as well, but he never does look interested.
True. I mean, he is Ryan's son after all.
Amanda might have thought some of this was a little bit of a joke or something, but she went with it. She was a good sport. She put on the ring and
I know
said
it's
yes.
a terrible picture, but they do look so happy here.
She said yes, even though I'm pretty sure she already knew she was engaged. Probably
Yes,
about a month
this
ago.
is the ring she's been wearing, which is clearly an engagement ring. More clearly an engagement ring than Amber's little engagement ring.
Yep.
And then this is what he got her.
Which is a part to a car, which I think that tightens stuff up.
Yeah, I think it holds cables together or tightens them together or something like that.
How tighter.
In common or something. So that's cute.
Yeah.
If he's trying to do a proposal and she already stole the ring, I think that's the best he could have done. It's thoughtful.
It was thoughtful. Good for Ryan.
A wild snowball fight breaks up.
Yep. Well, you can't be out there with a bunch of boys without that possibility happening. And there's only about half an inch of snow on the ground, but they'll still make it happen. We get this voiceover from Ryan,
which is new and had me up on my feet, you guys. I'm not going to lie. I heard his voice starting to go over during this part while they were just throwing the things, and I was like, that's not Ryan. Maybe that's Bentley. I haven't seen Ryan in his own confessional maybe ever.
Yeah, ever.
I just love to see it.
He is just glad that he's made it to this point, and he's happy that his relationship with Bentley is getting better. Everything in his life right now seems to be on the incline for the most part. I mean, he don't really mention much about Mackenzie and what's going on with all that. I wish they would talk about that sometimes.
I do wish they would talk about that, but that would definitely interfere with his come up.
Yeah, maybe. Either way, he had a good proposal thing with his kids, and Bentley came home to tell his mama about it, just like how they talked last episode about how if he feels comfortable or uncomfortable with something, he can talk to Macy about anything. So he went home and told Macy, we had a proposal over there, makeshift.
Yeah, she had to painstakingly get all the tea. He finally shared the details of the bonfire and the lights and the car park.
She's like, oh, I thought she's been wearing her ring. That was the vibe from Macy. Aren't they already?
Aren't they already engaged? And again, that's why I think they were already engaged. They just wanted it on camera somehow. And it's nice to do it with the boys. They're not fancy schmancies. She just needs to walk down the stairs and say, what the hell?
It is so awkward for all those boys. Imagine, I bet MTV never ever thought in their wildest dreams that they would have to set up a scene where Ryan is the ringleader of the conversation with a group of
I pray for that adolescents. She is ecstatic for this news.
Couldn't have asked for a better stepmama.
Could not have.
She finally picked the right one.
Mm-hmm. So she
was in your class the entire time, Macy. Who knew?
I know. She had this perfect cameo. It's just sort of like serendipity or the universe or something. Out of all the people that they all went to school with, and they only filmed at the high school, I'm sure, once or twice. And the only person that ever spoke on camera at school to Macy was Amanda. And she asked, what are you going to name him? And Macy said Bentley.
And then it was done.
That's why.
It's a canon event. I think it's funny. I think Macy could have saved herself a lot of heartache if she just would have looked at Amanda right then and there and said, you just want to date my baby daddy. She would have missed out on a whole letter and a bunch of heartache had she just...
True, but she's learned a lot in the process. Those things have brought her to the places she is now.
True. So, she wasn't very nice to Ryan's first couple girlfriends.
She wasn't. Ryan wasn't very nice to, is Kyle slow and everything.
Put a bullet Put a bullet in your head kind of stuff. Yeah.
Exactly.
Macy is proud of her nephew, brother, son, cousin Ryan, and she tells Taylor about the whole extravaganza as well.
They reflect on how, against all odds, these two people who met in an addiction recovery center, when that is pretty much rule number 1 is don't date at all for the first 6 months to a year, and rule number 2 is don't be dating each other. And they just did all that. And everyone thought that was going to be horrible for them, and myself included. But I'm impressed. I think, like Taylor said, they kind of hold each other accountable and they help each other out. And they really do seem like a healthy relationship. I've never seen Ryan this healthy, ever. Right. And I'm not saying it's because of Amanda. I think it's because of Ryan. But I think Amanda really helps and supports him with that, and vice versa.
Yeah, I think they must reciprocate some kind of good energy. Yeah. Time will tell. We will see.
Mm-hmm. We'll be here to watch.
You still got time to fuck up that house. We'll see.
Don't do it, Ryan.
Don't do it. Don't do it, though. Don't do it. We like sober Ryan.
I know, we do. We all like sober Brian. So Macy is really excited. I think she just finally feels relieved. She has been working Bentley's entire life to get this to this point.
On the things that matter.
On the things that matter, this is what matters. And she finally reached the pinnacle of mothership right now for Bentley.
Yep. She finally figured out what actually mattered.
Yes. So, oh, look at this cool Moon Man from MTV. Anyways, so that's Ryan's segment.
Moving on from Rhine to, well, Mackenzie.
Isn't that something?
But a different Mackenzie.
Yes, not the bad Mackenzie, the good Mackenzie that used to be the bad Mackenzie, but still isn't that other Mackenzie.
Yep. Now this Mackenzie has twins she is impregnated with, and she's going to go tell her family about the twins. She sets up this cute little gift for her dad that has the ultrasounds and the onesies. Her and Casanio gift wrap it all up, and they talk about going to visit her mom's grave. And Casanio's like, oh man, I'm going to be visiting her for the first time, and I knocked you up with twins.
He keeps things light and cute. And I mean, that's something, right? Meeting a mom for the first time at her gravesite, talking about, hi, Dern, got your twins on the way. And they are in Oklahoma right now visiting for Christmas. So they're actually up where Mackenzie's family lives. And
it seems like her family knows that she's pregnant. They just don't know with twins. So that's what's going to be the big unveil.
Yeah.
But
they briefly discussed Jersh's absence and the fact that they brought these kids all the way up here and hasn't not nobody talked to Mackenzie about seeing the father or the father talking about seeing the children. So she said, we're here for my family, for things that we're doing. He's obviously got nothing planned. He ain't asking no questions, talking to me. So to hell with it.
I could probably pull up at 2 a.m., pick up Gannon, maybe take him out skate shooting and bring him back by 5.
He probably would too. So disgusting.
Sneak out his only child. Yeah. We get to see this amazing man. I love seeing Mackenzie's dad. He's so cute. But they really didn't waste no time. They got out the gift and gave it right to him. And he caught on. They were worried about him catching on, but he caught on.
Yeah, he did. He got it. Part of me wonders if he really got it until they said it's twins, because I wonder if part of him thought, oh, maybe they're just doing this for the cameras to show that she's announcing her pregnancy to me. Because he did look a little bit caught off guard, not as excited as he was when he was like, I knew you were a fertile myrtle. That's when he got it.
Well, she wrote it on the box for him too, in case it came to that. All of her sisters freaked out. She's having twins. I think her dad is the only one that's a little bit anxious because he has diabetes too. So he's just worried about her diabetes. But she lets them all know that the doctor said that basically pregnancy with diabetes is pregnancy with diabetes. You could have one there.
You got 6, you got 2, whatever.
I mean, I'm sure the more you have, the more it's at risk anyways. But
well, that's what they were trying to say. Is it the risk higher because you have a double high risk, essentially? And she said that the doctor said risk is risk.
It's just risk. The woman opens her eyes, gets risk.
Right. She has this conversation on the side with her dad. She's like, are you going to survive this pregnancy? Are you going to be okay? And he admits, I'm really nervous about all of this. And I think that that's disappointing for Mackenzie to hear. And she sort of compares what it was like to tell her mom when she was pregnant and how even when things were really hard, that her mom was full of light and super supportive. And he just is like, well, I ain't your mom. You're going to have to take care of me. So true. I mean, this man needs
a little bit of help.
Yes, God bless him. He's the cutest guy ever. He ain't going to be doing the jumping up and down.
She also let them know that she is going to be using J names. She just doesn't know which ones yet because apparently all the grandkids have J names. And this man was throwing off for a second. He's like spelling all of his grandkids' names in his head.
He said, I got a name. How about Jersh?
Jersh? That made me done.
Mackenzie said, why would you say that?
They're like, you're done. You're cut off.
Yeah.
And like she said that all the grandkids' names start with a J. He was like, did she really spell Gannon with a J? And he's like, what grandkids? My grandkids?
He said, not my grandkids.
Not my grandkids. But she's like non-Casanio side, so which is weird. Does every generation then do the next letter? Because K is
the JK. I thought the same
thing.
But it goes the other way.
So they're backwards, maybe. They're Benjamin Buttoning it, maybe.
I want to know. I was wondering the same thing. My brain was right there
Go
with
through
your
the
brain.
alphabet. Everybody
Yeah.
picks the same.
Right.
Anyway, that was funny to me, but
It was, yeah. Mackenzie tells her dad that she is planning to visit her mom's grave and talk to her mom about having twins and share that news with her. And her dad wishes peace for that experience. I guess he's only been there once in 5 years since it happened.
it's probably hard.
It's
I'm
got to be
sure.
incredibly hard. It is hard for me to watch these scenes, and this is not my mother, never met the woman. As soon as they got in the car and the music started, I was like, okay, I'm going to be brave. I'm going to be strong. I don't need to cry through this. I'm going to be writing my notes down. And I think Mackenzie said the same thing. She was like, I was just going to tell her that I'm pregnant. And it's like, as soon as they get to this
Yeah,
grave, the waterworks just started for me. I was
you
just,
can't.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's just this whole thing is sad. There was a time where I almost stopped watching Teen Mom when her mom was passing away and going through all this because it was just heart-wrenching to watch. And I just feel for their family with this situation.
Yeah.
It's just so sad. The loss is very profound.
It is. I'm glad Cassandra could be there for her as she pretty much broke down over her mother's grave.
This was what got me, man.
Ugh. Yeah, they were able to have the conversation with her mom, and I do hope that that conversation at least made her feel lighter when she left.
Yeah.
I do think that her mom is with her and with her through all these things, even if she's not physically here. Cassandra was a great support for her, and it was a very sad scene to watch her again be on the ground over her mom. Remember when she was at the family reunion making snow angels in the sand, having
Yeah.
a cool moment?
She's had a lot of whole moments. She's done the snow angels. I think there was a time where they were all holding hands and praying, and she fell to her knees and she was sobbing. And this scene, she reflects on the last time she was there and wondering how in the hell she was going to get through all of this without her. And now she's having these twins. So she's there to share that with her, but obviously she wants her to be there.
It's going to be difficult, and luckily she still has her dad and Cassandra's dad, but it'll never be the same. I mean, it's sad, and sorry to leave you on that little sad note there, Chick Chat, on that episode, but that's what they did to us.
I know they did do that to us, and I was a little bit worried that I might not make it through with my makeup intact, so I had to leave it for the end, but we made it through this time.
Yes.
Oh, I got a next time for you guys, though. That could be fun.
Of course, the show never ends.
It doesn't. I keep waiting for them to say on the next time in the season finale, and it's always just next time. And then we're going to get at least a one-part reunion because they're filming for the reunion next time. And all the kids are going to be there. So it's at least probably going to be 2 parts.
It's going to be like a 5-part reunion episode with unseen moments and
I know.
backstage. It'll be kind of like remember when Brianna and Kale had that whole argument? Like that reunion was just like a 6-parter. It felt like there was just so much.
That was. You're right. Oh my God.
Backstage footage of the reunion, like 2 episodes of that. Because then I think that was the same reunion that David flipped out and left.
I think you're right.
Leave.
And they followed them like all the way down the street into the parking lot. And then they were in the car and they were about to run Larry over. That was just unhinged. What a time.
What a time.
So next time will not be as much as that time. But we are going to a reunion. We are going to New York. And everybody's coming, including the teenagers that we have been so lovingly watching this season. It looks like Bentley is keeping to himself. So Gracie tries to sort of bring him into the group a little bit, but he seems a little bit shy. So I don't know. We'll see if they're just making us anxious about that or if there's anything to that. And then Kate is going to talk to Leah, Amber's daughter, about mom relationships. I think that will be a really interesting conversation. I know Tyler has talked to Leah before about parent relationships, so I'm excited to see that. And speaking of Amber, she will unfortunately be in the next episode. We're going to visit the child psychiatrist with her mother.
Yep, she wants to explain to all of us again, just so we're clear.
The 4 major mental health disorders.
I think this is for us and her mom. I don't think it's just for Tanya.
She's a Gypsy. It's for the public, but it's also for us.
She's like, I'm going to be on here all season, but when I do come on, I'm either going to be upset in a chair or I'm going to be teaching you guys about my mental health disorders. And I think it's interesting because she did a TikTok live where she was like, everything will be revealed on this season. All you've done was fake a pregnancy to get out of it. And then now we're at the end of the season. We're showing reunion stuff. And all you've done now is just...
Well, what is there to reveal? I mean, Leah wants to get adopted. You're coming to terms with the fact that she wants to get adopted, but that's not a revelation. We have all known this for years. You're the only one who don't know. What else is there to reveal? I don't know. She's not going to get custody of Leah. She's not having a baby. We learned that.
There's nothing. She didn't even film that season. She knew what she was saying. I hope that if there is a next season, that we get at least the phone call of Amber quitting. I would love to at least we got that with Farrah. I mean, we got to watch her quit. I'd love to.
You know, Larry loves to put a good recorded phone call on them.
Yes, recorded.
Whether it's 911, it's bitching to a producer, whatever. So you're right. The people need to hear it.
And let's just put Janelle back in her spot, because what the hell was that last season then? What was the point of that if we're just going to ditch the idea of her?
Well, she's been, wilding out again. So.
Well, since when is that different?
Right. I mean, somebody has to be a bad mom on this show. I'm sorry. That's just, it gets people going.
We just lost our golden
bad
clearance
egg.
Goose.
Yeah, I need a new bad egg.
Yeah.
You're right. And I think having Janelle on TV protects her kids more than when she's not on TV.
Especially little Kaiser.
Yes. Okay, Chick Chat. Well, this has been a really pleasant conversation.
Very morbid. What a morbid episode. But
yeah, it's been rough. But I think next episode is going to be great. I'm excited to see all these kids together. I'm going to be really happy for that. Next episode, hopefully, will be better. We'll catch you then. Don't forget to like and comment. Let us know how you feel. Share. Copy the share link.
Subscribe. Get us to our goal of 900 subscribers. And then we will see you on the next one. Remember to reduce, reuse, recycle, Rihanna. And goodbye.
Goodbye.